News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Good morning. It's John King filling in for Peter Christian. What would you do if your kid was swiped at by a mountain lion? Good morning, and thanks for listening. Your news is brought to you this hour by Diggett Excavation, bringing 30 years of excellence to every job. For all your excavation needs, call 214-4292. Well, Montana news has been full of mountain lion stories this winter, but a recent story out of Dillon is one of the few in which a mountain lion actually swipes at a human. According to Warden Captain Adam Pankratz, a family reported the following incident involving a 6-year-old boy that had been playing in the backyard.
We're not sure if the kid walked up and approached the mountain lion, not knowing what it was, being it was a very young kid, or if the mountain lion approached the child. But the mountain lion reached out with his paw and swiped the leg of the 6-year-old child. It did not break the skin or cause any injury, just a red scratch mark on the leg. I believe he had pants on and stuff that protected his leg. The kids turned around and ran into the house.
The boy's father responded with lethal force.
When the kids ran into the house, they told their dad. The dad went outside with a firearm and found the mountain lion in a pig shelter. He shot the lion at that point. We inspected the lion at the scene. It was visibly sickly looking. It was emaciated, very skinny. You know, a lot of animals this time of year, as food is scarce, get that way.
FWP is currently testing the mountain lion to find out more information about what provoked the incident. FWP wardens investigated and determined that the father shot the lion in defense of self and property, and he will not be facing any charges. Next week, Ryan Zinke is expected to be confirmed as Secretary of the Interior, which will trigger a special 90-day election for Montana. Elections administrators are concerned that they won't have enough money and that they would like to use a mail-only ballot for this election. Missoula Elections Coordinator Rebecca Connors explains.
When we saw this coming on the horizon in late December, election administrators across the state took a big gulp because we thought, oh my gosh, where are we going to find the money to conduct this election? Elections are not subsidized by state or federal agencies. It's 100% on the taxpayers. And especially in Missoula County, the polling place election will cost upwards of $230,000.
According to Connors, the cost of polling places is high, and their use is going down.
There were 62,000 ballots that were cast. 44,000 of those were via absentee. Those were via mail. We had less than 17,000 that were done at the polling place. But that's a presidential election, so we're going to have the highest turnout that we're going to see in an election for that. And we had less than 8,000 for the June primary.
The issue of moving to a mail-only ballot has become national news recently after Montana Republican Party Chairman Jeff Essman made comments indicating that the decision would give Democrats, quote, an inherent advantage, end quote. 27-year-old Michael Furbish is in the Lake County Jail after being arrested on Wednesday for making bomb threats against the Lake County Courthouse and county detention officers. Lake County Sheriff Don Bell has details.
The mail contacted, I was a third party, sent multiple threats that they were going to come down and blow up the jail and kill detention officers. His significant other is in our facility.
Bell said Furbish posted his threats online.
In his threats, he did post pictures of guns and knives, so we were under the information, known associates, that he was associating with anti-government paramilitary people, so we took the threat very serious.
Bell said Furbish has been charged with making threats and improper influences in official and political matters. He appeared in Lake County Justice Court on Thursday afternoon. Once convicted murderer Marcus Karma's appeal for a new trial was turned down by the Montana Supreme Court about a week ago. His attorney, Nate Holloway, has now filed a petition for a rehearing, this time to the Montana Attorney General's office. Holloway details the issues on appeal.
The first issue is related to the testimony from the detective on blood spatter. The court found that that was erroneously admitted or inadmissible testimony, but the court found that it was cumulative evidence, and that's a term of art. Essentially what that means is that there was no reasonable possibility that it would have contributed to a conviction.
Holloway said the second issue deals with the defense of an occupied structure.
The court found that that we did not raise our forcible felony instruction and that we waived that argument on appeal. In short, part of an occupied structure defense is that you can exercise deadly force if you reasonably believe that it's necessary to prevent a forcible felony. Our argument was that burglary as a matter of law is a forcible felony.
Karma was sentenced to 70 years in the Montana State Prison in February 2015 for the shotgun slaying of 17-year-old German exchange student Diren Dede for a trespassing in his garage in April of 2014. An investigation into a sexual assault case in Hamilton has led to the suspension of 2 Anaconda High School basketball players. According to Hamilton Police Chief Ryan Oster, the investigation into the incident is still underway.
The incident is under investigation, so there's very little that we can release at this point. I can confirm for you that our office responded to a report of a sexual assault on Friday the 17th of February. All the folks who are alleged to be involved in this incident are juveniles.
Oster said that rumors about an arrest in the case are false.
So at this point, we are in the process of conducting an investigation. There has been no arrest made. There's been no charges filed at this point. And I know that that there's been information circulated out in certain communities that there's been some arrest made, and that is not the case.
To protect the investigation and the identities of those involved, other details about the case, including the nature of the assault, have not been released. Here we go with the fire story. The Missoula Fire Department was called out early Wednesday morning to report of a mobile home fire just off Russell Street. While treating that fire, firefighters were under the assumption that the residence could possibly be a meth house. Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh explains.
Well, I don't know what the person who coined the phrase meth house, what their definition of that actually is. However, we have had information in the past that people who've been known to use narcotics have occupied that particular residence.
According to Welsh, the term meth house can mean many different things.
The fire department, of course, as everybody knows by now, was able to extinguish the fire. There was no meth lab or meth manufacturing going on in the residence. In this case, the term meth house just refers to the possibility that there had been drug use going on.
Battalion Chief Rick Pecta said the trailer was a total loss, but quick response from firefighters helped to keep other trailers nearby from being engulfed in flames. Finally, Montana Governor Steve Bullock has vetoed 2 gun bills. Bullock vetoed one measure Thursday by Republican Randy Brodell of Kalispell that would have allowed one to carry a firearm in a post office. The second vetoed bill by Republican Bill Harris of Winnett would have eliminated the need for a concealed weapons permit by allowing anyone eligible to carry a handgun to conceal it. Bullock noted in his veto letter that he had rejected 2 bills identical to Harris's measure in past sessions. The governor said the idea of allowing individuals to decide for themselves whether they are eligible to carry concealed weapons is absurd. The Democratic governor said Brodell's bill violates constitutional provisions that give Congress the right to make rules over federal property.